Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey, I'm Johnny Mac alongside the DCN Band with today's Daily Comedy News. Looks like there was a little more to that thing with Theo Von falling out of the chair at the inauguration. Talk about that in a second. But Bill Burr and Gillis are teaming up. They will do a benefit comedy show to support relief efforts for those affected by the LA wildfires. This show will be Monday at the Wiltern Theater. All proceeds from the benefit will go to the Wildfire Relief Program, a GoFundMe that is currently supporting relief and recovery efforts related to the wildfires burning in LA County. That program's goal was to raise $8 million for those affected by the blazes. Through Tuesday, they had raised over $5 million. As for Theo Von, I told you yesterday that Logan Paul had shared a video where Theo Von is trying to sit down and his chair suddenly collapses. Theo has responded to that tweet saying, "It wasn't an accident. Paul thought it was funny to mess with the chair. There's a time and place, you know?" I agree. Wherever you are on the political spectrum, the inauguration is not the time to be doing pranks. Let's have some decorum. Ron Funches is a big fan of Travis Kelce. Ron had done a show back in December at Kansas City's Comedy Club, but he just shared the clip on social media, revealing that he's a major fan of Travis Kelce. Apparently, they hit it off when Funches guest starred on Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity, which was hosted by Travis Kelce last October. Funches is seen telling the crowd, "I started doing this game show, and it's hosted by Travis Kelce. We started to become friendly, you know? And then he knew I was coming out to do shows for Thanksgiving week, and he hit me up on Instagram, and he was like, 'Hey, man, are you coming to my city? Let me know if you need anything.'" Funches calls the tight end a golden retriever of a human being. He's a good guy. He's a good dude. Not only did he get his tickets, but an hour and a half before the game, I got another little ding on my phone. He was like, "Hey, man, I'm getting ready to go into game mode. I'm going to turn my phone off before I do. Just want to make sure you got in okay." Funches said, "You Prince Charming MFer. He's amazing. He's a golden retriever of a human being. It's probably why he's so good at football. He just sees the ball and says, 'I got to go get it.'" Funches also made a joke about Kelce's relationship with Taylor Swift, saying, "I think he's too good for her." That got a good laugh from the audience. We'll see if Joe Coy agrees with that sentiment. From starsandstripes.com, demand to see comedian Joe Coy at bases in Japan overwhelmed the USO website. Joe Coy is scheduled to perform January 29th at Yokota Taiyo Community Center and twice the following day at Yokosuka Naval Base's Fleet Theater. However, USO website glitches frustrated those who tried to register for the free tickets. USO spokeswoman Jennifer Passy told Stars and Stripes, "There was an unprecedented surge in demand which caused technical challenges across our registration system. The USO apologizes for the difficulties some experienced. We appreciate everyone's patience as we work through this challenge with our registration system." Selwyn Jones is a manager at the Yokota Enlisted Club. He said he spent 4 hours on the website in a failed attempt to get tickets. He wrote on the Facebook page, "This was a major cluster." And no, I didn't pull my punches there. He just said cluster. He didn't tag cluster with any other syllables there. Just major cluster. Jones wrote that 2 shows should have been scheduled at Yokota, adding that the USO had advised people to keep trying for tickets even though the system was having issues. Then you tell us the system was suspended and that you'd be resuming on Tuesday after working on the problem and give folks a chance to get the last of the tickets. Now you're saying all the tickets are gone. See, people are really into this Joe Coy. You know, if you're a famous musician, maybe you shouldn't make a face when Joe Coy tells a very, very harmless joke. Relax, Scott Beckett. I'm not going to play the joke. I'm trying to rest the bit. But Joe Coy, very popular. Tracy Morgan has opened up about his difficult days early in his SNL tenure. In Peacock's SNL 50 Beyond Saturday Night documentary, Tracy said, "I wanted to show them my world, how funny it was, but the first 3 years I felt like I was being culturally isolated sometimes. I'm coming from a world of blacks. I'm an inner city kid. To be on the whitest show in America, I felt by myself. I felt like they weren't getting it." Morgan said his experience shifted when he talked to Lorne Michaels. Tracy said, "Lorne Michaels had that talk with me. He said, 'Tracy, I hired you because you're funny, not because you're black, so just do your thing.' And that's when I started doing my thing." Coming up in March in Providence, the Lil Rhodey Laugh Riot Comedy Festival's got a serious lineup. They just added Matt Rife and Jonathan Van Ness. Let me click on the lineup here for you. I was looking at it earlier today as I was putting the show together. It is quite impressive. Thursday, March 27th, Kevin Hart, Des Bishop, you remember he was a guest on this very program, very cool, and Josh Johnson, right there, it's great. Friday the 28th, Michael Blaustein, Andy Woodhull, Tone Bell, and Alec Flynn. Saturday night, Matt Rife, the not-so-canceled Aziz Ansari, Leslie Jones, Jonathan Van Ness, Sophie Buttle, Ashley Gavin, and Melissa Villasenor. And then Sunday night, Rife, Hannah Berner, and Chris DiStefano. Details at lilrhody.laughriot.com, LIRRHODY, laughriot.com. Speaking of Jonathan Van Ness, they've got a special out today on Veeps. It's called Fun and Slutty. The presser tells us Jonathan takes on the persona of Professor Jonathan Van Nasty as they set out to educate an unsuspecting audience on the definitions, shenanigans, and stigmas of slutty behavior. The special leads us all through a sometimes shocking journey of political commentary alongside lighter serves of humor, from tradwife trends to ye olden days of having to use MapQuest to find your appointment. All done with the fabulous hair flip, infectious laughter, and beaming smile that is pure JVN. The hour was taped in the fall at Emo's in Austin, Texas. You'll find that on the Veeps platform. Meanwhile, Rosebud Baker has announced a special. This one will be on Netflix February 11th. It's called The Motherlode. Taped months apart during 2 sold-out nights at the Comedy Cellar. The special intercuts between Baker before and after giving birth. With the juxtaposition of these experiences, she unpacks navigating the unknown in the evolving journey of parenthood, delving into the decision to have kids, the indignities of childbirth, the pros and cons of losing your identity in motherhood, generational divides of upbringings. She's no longer doing something that men like. Move on. She told Deadline, if you have kids, this special is for you. And I'll tell you right here, based on the thing I just pulled my punch on, kids should not watch this one. This special is not for kids. If you absolutely do not want kids, this special is also for you. Baker said there's a lot of people in the world navigating infertility, miscarriage, IVF, pregnancy, and postpartum. I've been through all that, and I wanted to make a special that made anyone going through those experiences laugh as badly as I needed to while going through them. We shot over 2 years because I wanted to tell the full story to include what the other side of pregnancy looks like. And I needed to live through it in order to tell jokes about it. My number one hope is that it makes everyone laugh. It'd be nice to also make them feel less alone. I saw an item here. I just thought the timing was a little weird. I don't know if you follow the news, but from the Rob Report, the headline, comedian Whitney Cummings is seeking $13 million for her suburban LA estate. I don't know. Sure. I mean, you're allowed to sell a house. It just feels like timing's a little awkward there. The Rob Report tells us the multi-hyphenate entertainer, relax with that, come on. Comedian Whitney Cummings purchased the Woodland Hills residence back in 2019 for $4.3 million and gave it a stylish makeover. Architectural Digest describes the makeover as a Santa Fe meets monastery-inspired style with a total of 5 bedrooms and 7 baths, 6,800 square feet, high ceilings accented with reclaimed barn beams, and French doors leading outside. Sequestered behind gates at the end of a secluded cul-de-sac, the creamy stucco and terracotta roof structure is perched atop a 4-acre parcel overlooking sweeping mountain vistas. The home includes an inviting den sporting a fireplace, flanked by built-in shelving, as well as a bookshelf-lined library and a posh primary suite flaunting a private balcony, a separate seating area, and a spa-inspired bath spotlighted by a Belgian soaking tub. Did I mention that Bill Burr and Shane Gillis are doing a fundraiser? A lot of people lost their homes during the fires. Did I mention that? That was the lead story. Sorry. Sometimes I forget if I mentioned something or not. That's right. And the listing goes out of its way to tell us that the home's allure is the property setting amid a hollow that protects it from the Santa Ana winds. And the listing also notes there's an LA Fire Department helipad nearby. Timing, everybody. Comedy's about timing. Did I mention there's a big fundraiser? Shane Gillis and Bill Burr are trying to raise money. People lost their homes in the wildfires. Did you hear about that? Yeah. Anyway, if you need a house, Whitney Cummings is selling hers for $13 million. James Adomian tells the LA Times, funny is funny. There's a lot of surprising material that can make an audience lose it whether they agree or not. I believe in being funny more than I believe in being correct. It's almost a political belief I have. Comedy has to be funny, but there's a curious system of algorithms, botnets, and paid publicity that will scream the opposite at you. I love to bring up an important or intelligent topic and then make very stupid jokes about it. People have said before that my comedy is smart or intelligent. That starts to sound like it's one of those acts where you've got to have a degree in liberal arts to understand it. Nothing I do is difficult to understand. It's all basic and moronic. Also from the LA Times, they checked in with the folks at the Altadena Comedy Club PDA that burned down in the LA wildfires. After the fires, a wooden picnic table remained fully intact. I will circle back to that Chekhov's gun of a detail. Maria Bamford was one of the major players in the early days of the club. She used to work out there. Bamford said, I drew a picture several years ago after moving to Altadena of my ideal comedy community, small and filled with love, and in true LA Vision Board magic, Claire, Bud, and Kevin did a massive amount of work rehabbing a strip mall office space into a gorgeous tiny clown theater. Ridiculously, a request from the universe in crayon was answered. Co-owner Kevin Krieger said, that's what made the theater burning down the most devastating. We put our hearts and souls into turning this strip mall space into a beautiful little theater, and it's gone. Krieger said, Claire and I would love to keep teaching and keep creating space for people to create. We get to be the owners of it, but in reality, it was really a community effort. I'm looking forward to doing it again. Theater isn't the space, it's the people that come to it and make it a vibrant place to be. The LA Times ends the article with, the picnic table remains standing. And that is your comedy news for today. I will see you tomorrow.